Hey, SKOL Vikings family. What's up, you purple-blooded warriors? Can you believe it? Our boys in Minnesota just dropped a 48-10 thunderclap on the Bengals, and the man of the hour, Darrisaw, is back in the trenches like he never left. But hold up. Did you know it's been exactly 332 days since CD last suited up? Yeah, he counted every single one, and man, did it pay off. Stick with me here on Vikings News, because this comeback story is going to fire you up more than a US Bank Stadium roar. Let's dive into how our left tackle turned doubt into dominance, and what it means for our purple reign. Who's ready to SKOL to CD's epic return? Picture this, it's week 3, the dome's electric, and out trots Darrisaw, eye black smeared like war paint, ready to reclaim his spot after that brutal knee injury back in week 8 of 2024. Tore 2 ligaments and sidelined him for what doc said would be a full 12 months. But nah, not our guy. He smashed that timeline, showing up 4 weeks early, all grit and gratitude, telling reporters post-game, "It's been 332 days since my last game, and man, it felt great to be out there." As a die-hard Vikings fan, I'm getting chills just saying it. This isn't just a return, it's a statement that screams we're building something unbreakable. What do you think, fam? Did CD's hustle inspire your Monday motivation? That sweaty, smiling beast stood there, reflecting on the noise, the antsy questions flying like, when's he gonna play? But he tuned it out, put in the work with our elite training staff, and boom, 38 snaps out of 60 against Cincy's D, no sacks, 0 QB hits, just one measly pressure on Carson Wentz filling in for the injured JJ McCarthy. And get this, he paved the way for Jordan Mason to bulldoze 116 rushing yards and 2 TDs, turning our O-line into a fortress. SKOL to that, Vikings news crew. CD's not just back, he's elevating us. Drop in the comments how many pancake blocks you counting from him next week. Alright, Purple Pride. Let's rewind that journey because Darrisaw's path from surgery table to gridiron glory is pure Vikings magic. Right tackle Brian O'Neill nailed it after the win. That doesn't happen unless you're dialed in from the day you get surgery till the day you play again. I'm really proud of him for fighting his way back. He made a difference. Off-season reps were limited, preseason was cautious, and he was questionable for weeks 1 through 3. But Coach KOC preached the long game. Be smart with him, don't rush. As fans, we've been holding our breath, but seeing CD lock in, it's like the gods of Asgard handed us Valhalla on a silver platter. Who's your favorite underdog comeback story in Vikings history? CD topping the list yet? Through it all, Darrisaw stayed patient, listening to the docs, ramping up based on how that knee whispered back. And man, during the week leading to Bengals, he felt sharper than ever. First to every drill, injecting juice into the huddle that had the whole squad buzzing. O'Connell saw it too, saying in his presser, he elevated our entire team. The confidence from his teammates, our QB, it was felt. From the moment of that procedure last October, KOC's been ringside for the rehab grind, admitting he could get emotional. I see the journey, the love of football, the love for his brothers every day. Heart-pounding stuff, right? Hit me with your takes below. What's the one Vikings moment that always chokes you up? That love? It's reciprocal. Fam Darrisaw knew his time was coming because his body said yes ahead of schedule, a testament to the sweat he poured in. I'm just really grateful for the training staff and the work I put in, he shared, humble as ever. No one thought he'd be here, dominating at this level so soon. But that's Vikings DNA, resilient, relentless. Imagine the locker room vibes post-Rout. Brothers slapping his pads, knowing this O-line anchor's return just cranked our offense to beast mode. On Vikings News, we're all in on these stories that remind us why we bleed purple. Quick question for you. If you were CD, what's the first thing you'd do after 332 days off? Hit the weights or crack a cold one? Fast forward to game day and CD knocks off the rust like it's nothing. First couple drives, a false start on the 9th play, then locked in, no penalties the rest of the way. Getting those first 2 series out of the way was all it took. He laughed. After that false start, I'm like, all right, here we are, back on the field with my brothers. It felt great going against a different defense in live action. Amazing, really fun. Facing Cincy's rushers, including 4-time Pro Bowler Trey Hendrickson, who finished with just 1 tackle and 0 sacks. CD treated him like yesterday's news. As a fan screaming from the couch, I was yelling, "SKOL 71. Who's got the clip of that first block? Share it in the comments." And talk about settling into a rhythm. Darrisaw spelled out by Blake Brandel late in the second and again in the blowout, but when he was in, he was a wall, protecting Wentz like a purple shield, opening lanes for Mason's ground and pound clinic. Pro Football Focus backs it up. 0 sacks, 0 hits, 1 pressure. That's franchise left tackle lockdown. Against Hendrickson, one of the league's elite? I got a lot of respect for him, he's one of the best, CD said. But to go out there and get that team result, it felt amazing. This is why we stand the Vikings, folks. Guys who turn personal wars into team triumphs. On this Vikings news drop, I'm buzzing. You feeling that post-win high too? That Bengals D-line? They came hungry, but CD feasted, helping flip the script on a unit that had teeth. His return wasn't just stats. It was swagger, rhythm, brothers united. Man, it was really fun, he beamed. And you could see it in every snap. The joy of live bullets after months of rehab drills. We've waited 332 days for this, and it delivered fireworks. Purple Army, let's keep the energy. What's your bold prediction for CD's snap count next game against Pittsburgh in Dublin? Now, zoom in on the emotional core because KOC didn't hold back handing out that game ball. Regardless of what transpired today, I had this waiting for this player, he revealed. It's been a long time coming. Nobody's had a journey like this over 11 months. The look in his eye all week told me everything was going to be all right. Not only all right. 71 came back and set the tone for our whole offense. Getting emotional on the podium? That's real, that's raw Vikings. Leadership. As a fan who's lived every purple heartbreak and high, this hits different. It's the coach seeing the daily grind, the love for the game shining through. Who's tearing up with me right now? Sound off below. O'Connell doubled down. If there's ever a question of what a franchise left tackle means to an organization, I think we felt it today. From huddle leader to tone setter. CD's 38 snaps sparked a 48-10 rout that had us all scolding till our throats hurt. And with Wentz under center, stepping up big for the injured McCarthy, that protection was gold. 0 sacks means our QB had time to cook. This is Vikings News Gold, fam. Stories that glue us together. Imagine scripting this in purple ink. What's your favorite KOC quote ever? Teammates? They were all in, echoing the hype. Justin Jefferson lit up. Big time. Player like that, we need him on that field. Seeing what he's been dealing with, the hard work to get out there, he didn't rush anything. He waited till he was ready, when we needed him most. Glad his first game back was a performance like this. JJ knows the value. Our WR1 relying on that blindside lock means explosive plays ahead. O'Neill's pride. The squad's juice. It's family. It's why Minnesota's different. Purple Faithful. You're part of this too. Drop your JJCD duo dreams in the comments. That patience paid dividends. Questionable weeks turned into dominant debut. All because CD trusted the process. My body allowed me to be here earlier than projected, he said, grateful to the staff. No antsy shortcuts, just smart football, and now, our O-line's humming, Mason's rushing like a freight train. On Vikings News, we're celebrating these bonds. What's the teammate shout-out you'd give CD? Let's tie it back to the bigger picture, because Darrisaw's return isn't solo. It's the spark in a rout fueled by Isaiah Rodgers' record 2 defensive TDs and 3 forced turnovers, went shaking rust in his childhood team's colors. But CD? He was the anchor, allowing our run game to feast while stonewalling Hendrickson. Playing against Trey, I respect him, one of the best. But that team win felt amazing, CD reflected. 11 months of doubt crushed in one afternoon. That's Vikings resilience. Fam, as we gear up for Pittsburgh abroad, how's this boosting your hype? The blowouts layers. Since he's 5 turnovers, 3 lost fumbles. Jake Browning picked twice. Worst loss in Bengals history. And our D devoured him. But offensively, CD's protection let Wentz breathe. Mason grind 116 yards. Pro Football Focus doesn't lie. 1 pressure total. This is the blueprint. Purple Warriors, health plus hustle equals havoc. Vikings News Alert. We're rolling. What's your key to beating the Steelers? Wrapping the on-field magic, that false start? Forgotten fast. CD synced with his brothers, rhythm locked, fun ignited. Back on the field with my brothers. Amazing, he said. Against AD with Hendrickson's edge? Zero impact from the Pro Bowler. SKOL to the O-line depth too. Brandel spelling seamlessly in the blowout. This 48-10 statement? It's CD's symphony. Who's replaying that game footage tonight? Shifting to the heart, O'Connell's pre-planned game ball for CD? Priceless. The journey this guy's been on. The love every day. KOC choked up. From rehab shadows to huddle fire, CD's first to drill energy lifted all. He elevated our entire team, Coach said. Emotional? Absolutely. As fans, we've mirrored that weight, now rewarded. Purple Pride, what's your rehab inspiration story? Teammates sealed it. O'Neill's dialed in pride, JJ's big-time nod. He fought back and made a difference, Brian said. Jefferson didn't rush, came when ready. That's trust, that's Vikings. With McCarthy healing, Wentz thriving under CD's watch. Offense clicks. On this Vikings news vibe, we're unbreakable. What's next for our tackle trio? As the dust settled on that 48-10 demolition, one truth rang clear. Christian Darrisaw's back, better, and our purple engines revving. 11 months? Smashed. 332 days? Conquered. With the long game won early, imagine the runs, the bombs ahead. Coach KOC nailed the franchise impact, we felt it, alright? SKOL eternally. CD. But hey, Vikings fam, this is just week 3 fire. Next up, Dublin showdown with Pittsburgh. How's CD's return shifting your season outlook? Drop those hot takes below. Before we SKOL out, Purple Warriors. If this Darrisaw deep dive got your blood pumping, smash that like button, drop a comment with your favorite moment, subscribe to Vikings News for all the latest purple scoops, and share this with your fellow fans. Let's keep the hive buzzing. Together, we're unstoppable. Hail to the Vikings. SKOL.